Beloved soul, take a slow breath and listen with the quiet place inside you. The Holy Spirit has guided you to this very moment because heaven is whispering your name. That subtle stirring in your spirit, the gentle pull you cannot explain, it is not imagination. It is divine confirmation calling you into a deeper awakening. God is lifting the veil around your life, revealing signals that your breakthrough season is already unfolding. Isaiah 40:31 says that those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. And you can feel that renewal rising even now, like a fresh wind moving through your chest. You are here because your destiny alignment is beginning to take shape in ways your mind could not orchestrate. This is your sacred moment to receive clarity, restoration, and the wealth mindset of someone chosen for higher things. Chosen one, pause whatever surrounds you and let your heart open fully. You did not stumble into this message. Heaven aligned your steps with divine purpose because God is calling you more urgently than ever before. The weight you have carried, the unanswered questions, the nights when rest would not settle on you, they were not signs of abandonment. They were signs of a spiritual awakening working beneath the surface. Your name has been spoken in places unseen, and the Father is drawing you toward abundance that will heal emotional wounds you never thought would mend. You are stepping into personal transformation, not because of your strength, but because the one who formed you is ready to lift you into elevation that no opposition can block. Beloved, open the inner room of your spirit. Feel how the atmosphere around you shifts when truth enters. Something holy is stirring. This call is not faint. It is not subtle. It is thunder disguised as a whisper. Heaven is positioning you to see what you could not see before, to release what cannot follow you into the future God is shaping. Jeremiah 29:11 declares that His plans for you are filled with hope and intention. And right now, His intention is to awaken the fire within you that has slept through seasons of disappointment. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are being summoned into alignment with the blessings prepared for you before you were born. And hear this carefully. Chosen one, do not rush past this moment. Your spirit needs what heaven is pouring into you right now. God is drawing near because He is preparing you for abundance that carries responsibility and authority. He is shaping your thoughts, recalibrating your inner world, healing the fractures that slowed your forward motion. This is the beginning of clarity. This is the beginning of restoration. This is the beginning of the chapter where God's voice becomes louder than your fear. Stay with me until the final prayer, because what waits for you there will anchor this revelation deep into your spirit. Before we continue, beloved, take a moment. If you feel this stirring, if you feel heaven speaking, I want you to subscribe, like, and share this message. Not for numbers, not for attention, but because when you stay connected to a flow of prophetic clarity, it keeps your spirit aligned with what God is doing. This connection becomes a lifeline in moments when doubt tries to cloud your purpose. Stay in this atmosphere. Stay in this alignment. Something holy is unfolding for you. Chosen one, the weight you have been carrying in silence has not gone unnoticed in heaven. There is a reason your spirit has felt stretched, pressed, and pulled in directions you could not explain. What seems like pressure is the shaping of a destiny alignment that has been written over your life since the beginning. God is calling you into a breakthrough season where the unrest in your chest is actually the sound of your future knocking. The tension, the confusion, the moments when you wondered if you were falling behind. They were clues that heaven was recalibrating your path. You have not been losing ground. You have been gaining clarity. Every delay has been divine preparation for personal transformation that will carry you into abundance far deeper than finances alone. This is spiritual awakening moving through the cracks of your old identity, calling you into stability that flows from the inside out. Beloved soul, look at what has been happening around you. People who once fit comfortably in your life now feel distant without explanation. Places that seemed familiar now feel too small for the dreams stirring in your spirit. Opportunities that once excited you no longer satisfy the deeper longing rising within you. You have been outgrowing the atmosphere of your old season. It is not rejection, it is redirection. The Father is pulling you into an elevated place where your vision expands, your wisdom sharpens, and your inner strength deepens. Think of Joseph when everything seemed to fall apart. Before the palace opened, his world was emptied. Before honor came, isolation came. Before victory unfolded, separation occurred. This is how God builds unshakable purpose. And listen, chosen one, the restlessness you have felt at night, the sudden jolt in your spirit during quiet moments, the dreams that feel too vivid to ignore, they are not random. They are signs that heaven has been speaking to you in layers. Some of you have been waking at a specific hour with no reason. Others have sensed a quiet voice stirring ideas that seem too bold for your current situation. These are divine signals. They are invitations. They are early whispers of abundance forming in the unseen. If you have been noticing the number 7, if you have been seeing patterns repeat themselves, understand this. God is preparing you for elevation that requires a renewed mind and a healed heart. Spiritual signs appear when heaven is moving something into position. Beloved, pause and feel this truth settle in your bones. You have been walking through inner battles that no one around you can understand. There were days you questioned whether you were strong enough to keep going. Yet here you are, still standing, still seeking, still listening for the voice of God. That alone is proof that your spirit is awakening. That alone is proof that you are chosen. And right here, in this sacred moment, I want to invite you to whisper a declaration over your life. If this word resonates in the deep place within you, leave a short affirmation in the comments. Something fierce, something alive, something that tells heaven you are ready to rise. Write, "I rise now." Let it echo from your spirit. Chosen one, the path ahead of you is shifting. God is not only calling you out of what drained you, He is calling you toward what will build you. There is a reason relationships that once anchored you now feel misaligned. The season you're entering requires emotional healing that restores the parts of you that were wounded by silence, betrayal, or disappointment. Heaven does not elevate what is fragile without first strengthening what is broken. You are being refined like gold, not punished like a failure. You are being prepared for influence, not pushed aside in obscurity. There is a mission prepared for you that requires clarity, courage, and spiritual depth. And God is shaping all three within you right now. Let your heart hear this. The confusion you felt was not a sign that you were lost. It was the sign that you were being moved. When divine purpose begins to rise within a person, the old rhythm becomes too quiet and the new rhythm becomes too loud to ignore. It disrupts your comfort so you can step into calling. It unsettles your spirit so you cannot settle for less. It breaks routines so you can break ceilings. And this is exactly what has been happening inside you. Chosen one, something within you has been awakening in ways you have struggled to articulate. There have been moments when your heart felt like it was shifting without warning, when waves of clarity washed over you in the middle of ordinary days. This is the quiet work of God reshaping the inner blueprint of your life. Your thoughts have been changing. Your desires have been rearranging. Your spirit has been craving deeper meaning, stronger foundations, and a higher way of living. What once satisfied you no longer feeds you because heaven is preparing you for a higher realm of abundance, one built on alignment rather than effort, on purpose rather than pressure. This stirring is the mark of someone stepping out of old shadows and into divine illumination. Beloved soul, begin to notice how your perception has sharpened. You are seeing truth in ways you didn't before. People's intentions have become clearer. Your intuition has grown stronger. Situations that once confused you now reveal their motives effortlessly. This is spiritual elevation taking place beneath the surface. The Holy Spirit has been increasing your discernment because the next places He sends you will require clarity free from illusion. You are learning to listen with your spirit instead of your fears. You are learning to sense the direction of God even when the path is hidden. And this is not by chance. This is training for the territory waiting ahead of you. Beloved, there has also been a subtle shift in how you handle pain. The wounds that once broke you now push you toward wisdom. The disappointments that used to silence you now activate a deeper strength within you. This is emotional healing moving quietly through the corridors of your soul. God has been mending the fractures without calling attention to the process. He has been restoring your courage, rebuilding your trust, and renewing your resilience. You are becoming stronger in the spirit, but also softer in the heart, a combination reserved only for those chosen for higher assignments. The heaviness you once carried is losing its hold on you because heaven is lifting what was never meant to stay. Chosen one, allow yourself to see how your vision is expanding. Dreams you buried long ago have begun resurfacing. Ideas you dismissed as impossible have started tapping on the door of your imagination again. This is divine purpose resurfacing with fresh fire. You are remembering who you were before life taught you to shrink. You are rediscovering the passion that once sparked without hesitation. God is returning you to the blueprint. He wrote over your life, stripping away the layers of doubt that muted your calling. What you feel rising within you now is the first sign of destiny awakening after a long sleep. And pay attention, beloved, to how your environment has been shifting. You may sense invisible boundaries forming around your peace, guiding you away from conversations that drain your spirit and toward spaces that nourish your growth. This is not isolation, it is divine preservation. God protects His chosen ones by removing them from atmospheres that stunt their evolution. You have been given a quieter heart so you can hear heaven more clearly. You have been given a deeper longing so you can walk away from what is beneath your calling. These shifts are not random, they are assignments moving into motion. Chosen one, there is another sign unfolding within you. A new courage forming beneath your uncertainty. You may not fully understand why, but something inside you has begun refusing to settle. You're no longer willing to apologize for your standards. You're no longer willing to dim your light for comfort. You're beginning to step into sacred confidence, the kind that knows it is backed by heaven. This is the courage that precedes breakthrough. This is the posture of someone God is preparing to raise. It is subtle, but it is unmistakable. You are beginning to stand taller in the spirit, and as this awakening deepens, let your voice echo your readiness. If this speaks to your spirit, release a declaration in the comments that seals your agreement with heaven's movement. Write, "I choose destiny." Let it rise from your core like a spark catching flame. Chosen one, you may not have noticed it at first, but your relationship with silence has transformed. What once felt like emptiness now feels like a chamber where revelation grows. The quiet moments that used to unsettle you have become sanctuaries where God adjusts the rhythm of your spirit. This is where divine strategy settles into your thoughts without force. This is where the wealth mindset begins to take root, not as greed or ambition, but as the understanding that heaven equips you for influence, stewardship, and impact. The silence that once exposed your fears now amplifies God's direction, and that shift alone is evidence that your inner world is aligning with something far greater than your present circumstances. Beloved soul, you've also noticed a new sensitivity in the atmosphere around you. You can sense when energy is off, when intentions are masked, when environments no longer support your mission. This discernment is sharpening because God is preparing you to step into spaces where your presence will shift the room. You're being trained to carry peace into chaos, to carry clarity into confusion, to carry spiritual awakening into places that have forgotten how to seek light. This sensitivity is not a burden. It is a mantle. It is the mark of someone who will walk into rooms as an ambassador of divine purpose, someone whose very posture carries the authority of heaven. Every moment of discomfort has been refining this gift in you. And pay attention, chosen one, to the way your appetite for truth has changed. You no longer tolerate shadows. You no longer cling to half answers. You no longer accept spiritual stagnation disguised as comfort. There is a hunger rising in you for authenticity, depth, and alignment. You want conversations that build, environments that uplift, people who reflect integrity. This shift is pulling you out of relationships where you once settled for emotional scraps. It is pulling you away from voices that trained you to doubt yourself. It is pulling you out of cycles that kept you living below the level of clarity meant for you. This hunger is not random. It is heaven redirecting your focus. Chosen one, another sign has been unfolding in your spirit, a strange magnetism toward growth. You've felt pulled toward knowledge, toward wisdom, toward expanding your understanding of who you are. Books, teachings, revelations, and insights that never interested you before now feel like water to your soul. This intellectual and spiritual expansion is not simply curiosity. It is preparation for a higher assignment. God is equipping your mind to hold the weight of the abundance He is forming in your future. You are being given the capacity to carry ideas, visions, and responsibilities that would have overwhelmed you in previous seasons. This expansion is the scaffold for the elevation heaven is constructing around your life. Beloved, breathe and notice yet another shift, the way heaviness releases faster than it used to. In the past, a single disappointment could linger in you for weeks. Now, emotional storms pass through your soul like wind through open fields. This is not numbness, this is healing. The cuts that once reopened easily now remain sealed. The voices of old wounds no longer echo as loudly. Your heart is beginning to hold peace more naturally, more consistently, more confidently. This emotional resilience is the spiritual armor God is forging around you. It is preparing you for doors where old insecurities cannot follow and old fears cannot speak. Chosen one, your dreams have also taken on new intensity. Some nights you wake with images that feel like messages rather than imagination. Other nights you feel the presence of God settling over you like a mantle as you sleep. These dreams are not random scenes. They are previews of your breakthrough season. They are codes, reminders, guidance written in symbols your spirit understands even when your mind does not. When God begins to shape a new chapter, He often speaks through dreams first. Pay attention to locations, emotions, colors, and movements within them. They reveal more than you realize. Beloved soul, another change has taken place. Your reaction to conflict has matured. Instead of fighting battles that drain you, you find yourself walking away without guilt or explanation. Instead of defending your worth to the wrong people, you've begun to conserve your energy for the places where your presence carries weight. This restraint is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the awareness that elevation requires strategy. It is the realization that not every confrontation is an assignment, not every insult is an attack, and not every critic is worth your breath. God is teaching your spirit how to maintain stability even when the world around you shifts. And if your spirit is resonating with these signs, release a flame of agreement in the comments. Write, "I claim my breakthrough." Let it rise from your core as a signal to heaven that you are aligned with what is unfolding. Chosen one, something else has been unfolding quietly inside you. Something you may not have had language for until now. Your relationship with time itself has shifted. The pace that once overwhelmed you now feels too slow for the calling rising in your spirit. You sense acceleration even when your surroundings look unchanged. This is heaven altering the tempo of your destiny. What used to require force now begins to unfold with ease. What once felt delayed now feels like it's moving toward you with a rhythm your spirit recognizes before your mind can explain. This is not impatience, it is spiritual momentum. When God begins pulling you into your breakthrough season, your inner world starts moving ahead of your circumstances, urging your feet to follow. Beloved soul, another sign has become clear in your journey. Your tolerance for confusion has diminished. You no longer try to decipher mixed signals, hidden motives, or unstable environments. Instead, your spirit gravitates toward clarity with instinctive precision. This is because God has refined your internal compass. You're being guided toward opportunities where your purpose will flourish, not fade. You're being drawn toward relationships that foster growth, not drain your light. Every time your heart pulls away from inconsistency, it is heaven protecting your alignment. You are being taught to guard your peace as fiercely as your calling. This shift is a spiritual discipline wrapped in intuition. Chosen one, notice how your inner dialogue has transformed. The voice within you has grown steadier, wiser, more rooted in truth. You no longer agree with thoughts that belittle your worth or sabotage your confidence. Instead, your spirit rises with a certainty that feels ancient and new all at once. This inner shift is proof that God has been renewing your mind, creating a stable foundation for abundance that will not crumble under pressure. You are beginning to recognize the authority within you. You're beginning to speak from identity rather than insecurity. These changes are subtle, yet they carry the weight of a destiny unfolding. Beloved, your physical environment has also begun to reflect inner transformation. You've felt the urge to reorganize your space, to declutter areas that once held sentimental weight, to release items tied to old versions of yourself. This is not simply cleaning. This is prophetic preparation. Your spirit is making space for what is coming. Your hands are moving in agreement with heaven's design. When God prepares someone for elevation, He often begins by reshaping the external atmosphere to match the internal one. Every drawer you empty, every room you refresh, every object you release is an act of alignment that signals heaven you are ready for more. Chosen one, another shift has been taking place in your conversations. You've noticed how your words have grown intentional, how your tone carries more depth, how your presence affects the emotional climate of a room. This is God sharpening your voice for influence. You are being prepared to speak life, to speak clarity, to speak wisdom into people who will need what you carry. Even your silence has become stronger, more purposeful, more discerning. This refinement is a sign of spiritual maturity blooming quietly in your character. Beloved soul, pay attention to how your energy responds to truth. When something resonates with your spirit, you feel it instantly, like a key turning inside a lock that has been waiting for years. This sensitivity is God's way of guiding your decisions. Your spirit knows when something is aligned with your purpose, and it knows when something is trying to drain your destiny. This recognition is not random intuition. It is spiritual intelligence. It is discernment becoming second nature. It is clarity becoming instinct rather than effort. And chosen one, let your spirit rise for what I'm about to reveal. You've also begun to feel a new form of courage that shows up in moments when you least expect it. This courage doesn't roar, it whispers, it steadies your hands, it quiets your fears, it invites you to move even when uncertainty surrounds you. This courage is the seed of future boldness that God is cultivating. You are being fortified for assignments that require unwavering confidence, the kind that is birthed in silence and proven in obedience. If this resonates in your deepest place, Release a declaration that speaks your readiness. Write, "I choose advancement." Let it rise from your spirit as a sign of agreement with heaven's movement over your life. Chosen one, another transformation has been unfolding in a realm so subtle most would overlook it, but your spirit has felt every shift with heightened awareness. You have begun to sense a new boldness in the way you approach decisions. Where you once hesitated, you now pause with intention, not fear. Where you once second-guessed yourself, you now move with a calm certainty, as if unseen hands are guiding your steps toward choices aligned with divine purpose. This is heaven strengthening your decision-making so that the opportunities meant for you will not slip through the cracks of uncertainty. You are being trained to choose with clarity, to choose with conviction, to choose with a spirit anchored in truth rather than confusion. Beloved soul, you have also noticed a deeper connection forming between your inner life and the world around you. Patterns appear before your eyes with a frequency that feels almost deliberate. Conversations echo, answers you prayed for silently. Random encounters feel purposeful, as though orchestrated by a hand beyond your comprehension. This is divine synchronization revealing itself. God is aligning your steps with precision, allowing you to witness signs that confirm you are not walking blindly. You are being shown that heaven communicates not only through scripture or prayer, but through the rhythm of your everyday life. Every moment is becoming a message. Every sign is becoming a guidepost. Every encounter is becoming a doorway to greater awareness. Chosen one, notice how your emotional responses have matured. Where agitation once took root quickly, now patience blooms instead. Where old triggers once held power, now your heart breathes more freely, refusing to surrender its peace. This calmness is not apathy, it is mastery. The Holy Spirit has been teaching you how to maintain internal stability even when external situations fluctuate. This emotional balance is the foundation upon which your next elevation will stand. A spirit fortified with peace cannot be shaken by storms, and that is exactly what heaven has been cultivating within you. Beloved, observe how your imagination has come alive with new depth. Visions of your future appear not as fantasies, but as whispers of what is already forming in the unseen. You have been catching glimpses of a life that feels both distant and familiar, as if your soul recognizes it even before you do. This is divine foresight awakening within you. God is giving your spirit permission to envision beyond limitation, to dream beyond survival, to hope beyond what you once thought possible. Your imagination has become a prophetic canvas, painting images of the abundance waiting on the other side of your obedience. Chosen one, your compassion has also deepened in profound ways. You feel the emotions of others with heightened sensitivity, noticing burdens that once went unseen. This is not weakness, it is spiritual maturity shaping your character for purpose. God is preparing you to reach people whose hearts require gentleness, wisdom, and presence. Your ability to empathize is becoming a tool of healing. Your compassion is growing into a channel of restoration. The softness that once felt like vulnerability is becoming one of your greatest strengths, a bridge that will connect your journey to the journeys of others. Beloved soul, another sign becomes clear when you consider how your reactions to loss have shifted. What once devastated you now instructs you. What once felt like rejection now feels like redirection. You have stopped seeing endings as failures and begun seeing them as transitions towards something higher. This is the transformation of perspective that only divine guidance can bring. Your spirit is learning to interpret life through the lens of purpose, rather than fear. You are being equipped to walk through unexpected shifts with grace, trusting that every closed path was merely a misalignment being corrected. Chosen one, pay attention to how your creativity has awakened. Ideas flow through you at unpredictable moments, carrying a spark that feels too alive to ignore. These ideas are not accidents. They are deposits of destiny. Heaven is unlocking your gifts, releasing stored potential that was waiting for your heart to be strong enough to carry it. You are being prepared to build, to create, to speak, to design, to influence in ways that align with your divine purpose. Creativity is becoming a sacred language through which God reveals the next instructions for your life. And if your spirit recognizes these shifts, breathe deeply and place a declaration in the comments as a sign of readiness. Write, "I rise above limits." Let it echo with the fire gathering inside you. Chosen one, another shift has been unfolding deep beneath the surface of your daily life, a shift that reveals itself not through noise but through a quiet internal certainty. You have begun to sense a widening gap between who you used to be and who you are becoming. It is as if the old version of you is losing its grip while a stronger, wiser, more spiritually aligned version rises with steady determination. This transition is not dramatic, it is deliberate. Heaven is shedding outdated layers from your identity so you can step into a state of being that reflects divine purpose rather than past patterns. You are not simply changing, you're evolving into someone who can carry the weight of the calling that has been placed upon your life. Beloved soul, pay attention to the way your physical senses have sharpened. You notice beauty with greater depth, not in outward form, but in meaning. You hear words differently, filtering them through truth rather than insecurity. You sense emotional undercurrents in conversations without needing explanation. This heightened awareness is spiritual intelligence awakening in you, preparing you to navigate environments that require discernment a step above the natural. God is attuning your senses so you can recognize opportunities before they fully appear, avoid hidden traps before they unfold, and walk with confidence in spaces where clarity is precious. This sharpening is not random. It is part of your preparation for greater influence. Chosen one, your relationship with your past has shifted as well. Where memories once held power over you, now they release their grip. You look back without bitterness. You remember without breaking. You revisit old pain without falling into the wounds. This is the unmistakable sign of emotional healing settling into your spirit. God has been rewriting the narrative of your past, turning places of sorrow into pillars of wisdom, turning losses into lessons, turning betrayals into boundaries that protect your destiny. You are no longer defined by what hurt you. You are defined by the strength that rose from it. This freedom is the soil where future blessings will take root. Beloved, there is also a new rhythm to your internal world that you may not have understood at first. Your desires have matured. Your definition of abundance has expanded. Where you once sought external validation, you now crave internal peace. Where you once chased approval, you now value authenticity. This shift is evidence that God is aligning your heart with His design. You are learning that true elevation begins inward long before it manifests outward. You are discovering that stability is not the absence of challenges, but the presence of divine confidence resting in your core. This inner alignment is drawing heaven's favor toward your life with increasing momentum. Chosen one, observe how your ability to release control has strengthened. You no longer feel the need to force outcomes. You no longer cling to timelines that once pressured your every breath. You have begun trusting the process even when the path remains hidden. This surrender is the mark of a spirit stepping into maturity. God honors those who release their grip on fear and allow Him to orchestrate the details. This surrender is not passive, it is powerful. It is the posture of someone who understands that divine timing is better than human strategy. It is the sign of a destiny unfolding, without the weight of anxiety slowing it down. Beloved soul, another transformation has taken root inside your character. You find yourself protecting your peace with boundaries that once felt impossible to set. You no longer allow chaos to invade your spirit. You no longer entertain disrespect, manipulation, or emotional instability. This strength is not hardness. It is self-respect awakened by divine clarity. You are recognizing your worth without demanding others to validate it. You are learning that being chosen means being responsible for the energy you permit into your life. These boundaries are not walls. They are gates designed to let the right people in and keep your purpose safe from sabotage. Chosen one, notice also the new discipline forming in your daily habits. You feel called to organize, to prepare, to cultivate consistent routines that support your spirit rather than drain it. This discipline is not forced. It flows from a deeper conviction. God is aligning your actions with your assignment. You are being trained to build structures that can sustain the abundance He is preparing to send. You're no longer living reactively. You are living intentionally. Every small act of discipline is becoming a quiet prophecy of the future you are stepping into. And if your spirit recognizes this unfolding, let your voice echo heaven's movement. Leave a declaration that carries fire. Write, I move forward in strength. Chosen one. Another layer of awakening has been rising within you, one that reveals itself through the way your spirit responds to invitations that once tempted you. There are opportunities you would have accepted without hesitation in the past, yet now they feel dim and unworthy of the person you are becoming. This shift is not pride. It is discernment maturing into instinct. God is refining your standards so that only what aligns with your destiny can draw near you. You are learning to recognize the difference between distractions that soothe the moment and assignments that strengthen your future. This evolution in your choices is proof that heaven is guiding your desires toward higher ground. Beloved soul, notice too how your capacity for stillness has expanded. Moments that once felt like delays have become spaces where revelation settles gently on your heart. You sit with your thoughts now, not to escape, but to observe. You listen to what rises and what falls. You sift your emotions with a calm mind rather than a frantic spirit. This is divine maturity taking root in you. God is teaching you the art of internal stability, shaping your inner life so that your outer life can rise without collapsing under pressure. The stillness you've learned to embrace is becoming the sanctuary where your next instructions will be delivered. Chosen one, there's also a new resilience forming in the places where you were once easily shaken. The comments of others no longer sway you the way they once did. You've realized that identity built on truth cannot be dismantled by opinions built on insecurity. This stability is the evidence of spiritual grounding. You have stopped negotiating your worth in conversations where your value was never meant to be questioned. Heaven has been untangling your heart from people who lacked the capacity to honor your purpose. This emotional untethering is preparing you for connections that lift rather than limit. Beloved, observe how your faith has evolved from something you sought only in crisis to something you carry in your daily rhythm. You no longer pray only for help. You pray for wisdom, alignment, clarity, and strength. Your relationship with God has shifted from desperation to devotion. This transformation speaks of spiritual elevation. The Father is drawing you closer so you can hear Him without the noise of old wounds clouding your perception. You are being trained to walk by conviction rather than panic, to stand firm in trust rather than collapse in fear. This growth is essential for the blessings that approach you. Chosen one, another undeniable sign rests in the way you now crave authenticity. Superficial conversations feel empty to you. Environments that thrive on gossip or negativity drain you instantly. Your spirit gravitates toward honesty, depth, and sincerity. This longing for truth is the pull of divine purpose, calling you into relationships that match your spiritual frequency. God is clearing space in your life for connections that nurture your mission, not undermine it. The hunger for realness in your heart is not random, it is preparation for partnerships forged in destiny. Beloved soul, pay attention to the way your inner posture has changed when facing uncertainty. You no longer crumble the way you once did. You breathe, you assess, you pray, and you wait with a composure that surprises even you. This steadiness is evidence that God has been strengthening your foundation layer by layer, teaching you to lean on His voice instead of your fears. Uncertainty no longer intimidates you because you've learned that every unknown space is a canvas where God paints new possibilities. This quiet confidence is the armor that will guard your spirit in the elevation ahead. Chosen one, your relationship with responsibility has changed as well. You're beginning to carry yourself with more intentionality, more accountability, more purpose-driven focus. You show up with a different kind of presence, a presence that signals growth even before words are spoken. This is God preparing you for influence that requires maturity, stewardship, and faithfulness. He is shaping your habits so that nothing He sends you will be wasted. Your consistency is becoming the bridge between who you are and who you are destined to become. Beloved, there is another shift rising in your spirit, a deeper hunger for alignment. You no longer want what simply looks good or feels good. You want what is good for your soul. You want environments that speak life into you, conversations that honor your purpose, and paths that align with heaven's blueprint. This longing is evidence that divine purpose is pulling you forward with increasing intensity. Every desire refined, every craving purified, every attraction redirected is guiding you toward the life God designed for you long before you were formed. If these words resonate in the deepest part of your being, let your declaration rise with conviction. Right, I step into alignment. Chosen one, another quiet yet powerful transformation has been unfolding within you, one that reveals itself in the way your spirit responds to opportunities for growth. You have found yourself drawn toward challenges that once intimidated you, sensing that something within you is strong enough now to rise rather than retreat. This pull toward expansion is a sign of divine empowerment. God is stretching the borders of your comfort not to overwhelm you, but to show you that your capacity is far greater than you once believed. What used to feel like a mountain now feels like an invitation. What once felt impossible now feels like preparation. This shift is heaven enlarging the territory of your confidence. Beloved soul, notice how your intuition has begun to guide your steps with greater clarity. There are moments when you feel an unexplainable nudge to pause, to move, to speak, or to remain silent. These promptings are not random impulses. They are signals from the Holy Spirit directing you with gentle precision. You are learning to trust the inner compass God planted within you, reading its guidance not through fear, but through awareness. The more you listen, the sharper it becomes. This sensitivity will lead you to people who carry pieces of your purpose and away from those who drain the light you've fought to restore. Chosen one, pay attention to the way your courage now surfaces in unexpected places. You find yourself facing conversations that once felt heavy with newfound steadiness. You address truths you previously avoided. You refuse to shrink in moments where your voice needs to remain steady. This inner fortitude is not accidental. It is the result of spiritual strengthening that has been taking place quietly but consistently. God has been shaping your character to withstand pressure, to hold your ground, and to walk in authority, even when uncertainty shadows your next steps. Beloved, another sign emerges in how your relationship with the future has shifted. You're no longer viewing it through the lens of fear or speculation, but through expectation. Where worry once clouded your vision, now there is a sense of possibility, of openness, of readiness. This change in perspective is not superficial. It is spiritual alignment. Heaven has been realigning your mindset so that you can receive what has been delayed, withheld, or hidden until you were mature enough to steward it. The future no longer intimidates you. It intrigues you. It calls to something deep within your spirit that knows you are made for more. Chosen one, observe how your ability to forgive has deepened in ways you didn't expect. The bitterness that once felt lodged in your heart has begun to dissolve. The weight of old disappointments no longer anchors you to past pain. This release is emotional liberation crafted by God Himself. You have learned that forgiveness is not about excusing what hurt you. It's about freeing your spirit to rise beyond the reach of what once tried to break you. This release is the doorway through which abundance and restoration can finally flow, unrestricted. Beloved soul, you have also noticed how your focus has sharpened. You no longer chase every idea, every conversation, or every connection. You prioritize with wisdom. You choose your commitments carefully. This selective focus is not coldness, it is stewardship. God is teaching you how to conserve energy for what matters, how to direct your strength toward purpose rather than distraction. This discipline is setting the stage for breakthroughs that require your full attention and your full presence. Chosen one, another profound shift has taken place in the way you experience inspiration. Ideas no longer come in fragments that fade quickly. They come in waves that linger, urging you to act, to create, to build. This creative persistence is heaven breathing life into dormant gifts, activating potential that once lay hidden under layers of doubt. God is awakening talents within you that will become tools of influence in the seasons ahead. These ideas are seeds, and your obedience will be the soil where they flourish. Beloved, your connection to peace has also transformed. Peace is no longer something you hope to feel someday. It has become something you guard daily. You recognize when your spirit feels stretched too thin. You recognize when someone disrupts your emotional balance. You recognize when environments disturb your inner stillness. This awareness is a sacred gift. God is teaching you to cultivate peace as a lifestyle, not as a momentary relief. When you learn to protect your peace, you learn to protect your purpose. And if this stirs something in your soul, let heaven hear your agreement. Right, I walk in awakening. Chosen one, another deep and meaningful shift has been taking place within you, one that reveals itself in the subtle ways your spirit responds to responsibility. You have begun to carry yourself with a quiet sense of ownership, as though you intuitively understand that every action you take now is connected to a larger purpose. Tasks that once felt overwhelming now feel like stepping stones. Obligations that once felt heavy now feel purposeful. This is not a change in workload, it is a change in identity. God is preparing you to handle greater influence, greater provision, and greater assignments. So He has been strengthening the muscles of discipline and intention within you. You are learning to move with strategy instead of urgency, with clarity instead of confusion, with alignment instead of scattered effort. Beloved soul, notice how your relationship with endings has evolved. You no longer cling to what is fading. You no longer resist the flow of transition. Where you once tried to hold on to connections, habits, or environments out of fear, now you release them with grace when your spirit senses misalignment. This ability to let go without resentment is not something you gained overnight. It is the fruit of transformation. God has been teaching you that release is not loss. It is relocation of energy toward what is worthy of your purpose. You are being guided to trust that whatever leaves your life makes space for what is meant to stay. Chosen one, another profound evolution is happening in how you handle truth. You no longer fear facing the reality of your circumstances. You no longer avoid conversations that require honesty. You no longer shrink from the clarity that reveals what needs to change. This willingness to confront truth is a sign of spiritual maturity rising in you. God is shaping your character so you can navigate what lies ahead with integrity and boldness. Truth no longer threatens your sense of identity because you have learned that clarity is a blessing, not a burden. It realigns your path, strengthens your decisions, and protects your spirit from deception. Beloved, there is also a new harmony emerging between your mind and your spirit. You are beginning to recognize when your thoughts wander toward fear and gently redirect them toward faith. You are learning to silence the noise that once echoed loudly in your heart. This internal harmony is the result of divine renewal. God has been rewiring the patterns of your thinking, teaching you how to break cycles that used to repeat endlessly. You are stepping into a rhythm where your thoughts support your destiny rather than sabotage it. This is spiritual awakening expressed through mental clarity. Chosen one, observe how your sense of self-worth has transformed. You no longer measure your value by who accepts or rejects you. You no longer hinge your confidence on validation that shifts with circumstance. Instead, there is a steady awareness rising inside you that your worth is anchored in God's design. This anchoring is not fragile. It is unwavering. It is the foundation upon which God will build the next chapters of your purpose. You are learning to carry yourself as someone heaven has chosen, not as someone the world has overlooked. Beloved soul, you have also noticed a deeper sensitivity to timing. You no longer rush blindly into decisions. You no longer force outcomes that resist unfolding. You no longer ignore the gentle pull of hesitation when something is not aligned. This sensitivity is God teaching you the rhythm of divine timing. You're learning that some doors open only when your spirit is ready, and others close because they would have hindered your elevation. This new discernment is shaping you into someone who moves with wisdom, patience, and spiritual precision. Chosen one, another sign of your awakening reveals itself in your renewed hunger for knowledge. You seek wisdom not to impress, but to understand. You pursue growth not to compete, but to elevate. This hunger is heaven planting seeds in your intellect and spirit simultaneously. God is preparing your mind to hold revelation that will shape your path, influence your decisions, and define your mission. Every insight you receive is expanding your capacity to walk in purpose with strength and confidence. Beloved, your emotional landscape has also matured in ways that reflect divine preparation. You're no longer overwhelmed by temporary storms. You weather them with grace, understanding that emotions are signals, not dictators. You feel deeply, but respond wisely. You process pain without letting it poison your spirit. This emotional steadiness is evidence that God is healing you from the inside out, strengthening your heart for the blessings that require resilience as much as gratitude. And if your spirit feels the truth rising through these words, let heaven hear your agreement. Right, I ascend higher. Chosen one, another quiet transformation has been illuminating your inner world, revealing its presence through the way you process revelation. Insights that once passed through your mind without anchoring now settle deeply, expanding your awareness with a sense of divine intention. You no longer hear truth merely as information. You feel it as instruction. This shift marks the awakening of spiritual comprehension, the ability to discern meaning beneath the surface of words, situations, and encounters. God is refining your capacity to understand at a deeper level, shaping you into someone who interprets life through wisdom rather than reaction. This elevation in understanding is preparing you for assignments that require clarity, untouched by confusion. Beloved soul, notice how your sense of inner alignment has grown more precise. You can feel instantly when something resonates with your spirit, and just as quickly when something disrupts your peace. This sensitivity is not instability, it is divine alignment functioning in real time. God is training your spirit to recognize the difference between what is meant for you and what is not, without needing external confirmation. Your discernment is becoming sharper, faster, and more reliable. Every moment of peace that settles in your chest is a confirmation. Every moment of unrest is a warning. You are being guided not by emotion, but by spiritual resonance. Chosen one, observe how your relationship with patience has transformed. Patience is no longer the burden it once was. It has become a teacher, a companion, a quiet assurance that what God has promised cannot be delayed by human timelines. You are learning to wait with expectation rather than frustration, to trust the process rather than demand instant answers. This shift is evidence of a heart that has matured, a spirit that has surrendered to divine order. God is building endurance within you, not as punishment, but as preparation for blessings that require steadiness to sustain. Beloved, another sign of your rise can be seen in the way you now value your own voice. You speak not to be heard, but to be understood. You no longer dilute your truth to make others comfortable. You no longer silence your convictions for the sake of agreement. This newfound strength in your expression is not arrogance, it is authenticity. God is calling you to walk in the fullness of who He created you to be. Your voice is gaining authority because your spirit is gaining clarity. Every word you speak from alignment carries the weight of heaven behind it. Chosen one, there is also something shifting in the way you interpret solitude. What once felt like loneliness now feels like consecration. You're beginning to understand that isolation often comes before elevation. God pulls His chosen ones away from noise so they can hear Him without interference. He separates them from old circles so new connections can find them. He quiets their surroundings so their inner world can awaken. Your solitude is not a sign of abandonment. It is a sign of preparation. You are being positioned where distractions cannot follow and where purpose can unfold without resistance. Beloved soul, notice how your resilience has strengthened in the shadows of your private battles. You have endured seasons that tried to steal your hope, yet your spirit continues to rise with a quiet force that even you cannot fully explain. This strength is not your own, it is the evidence of God dwelling within you. He has been fortifying your foundation through every tear, every disappointment, every moment when you had to choose faith over fear. Your endurance is becoming the anchor that will hold you steady when the doors of abundance swing open before you. Chosen one, another powerful shift has been emerging in your dreams, not only in the visions you see at night, but in the aspirations awakening during the day. Ideas are blooming with a sense of divine urgency. Possibilities you once deemed unreachable now feel accessible. You are no longer intimidated by the magnitude of what you desire. Instead, you feel drawn toward it, almost as if the future has already begun whispering its welcome. This ignition of desire is God awakening dormant purpose, calling you to stretch beyond limitations and step into the vastness of your potential. Beloved, your connection to gratitude has also deepened. You find yourself appreciating moments that others overlook. The sunrise feels like a promise. A quiet evening feels like healing. A single answered prayer feels like confirmation. Gratitude has become the doorway through which abundance enters your life. You're learning that appreciation magnifies blessing, and this new posture is opening you to receive in ways you were once too wounded to hold. Gratitude is becoming your language, your grounding, your spiritual rhythm. If these words awaken something inside you, let your spirit speak now. Write, "I am chosen for more." Chosen one, another sacred shift has been unfolding in the realm of your inner strength, revealing itself through the way you now handle uncertainty. Where confusion once made you freeze, now you breathe through it with a grounded awareness that something greater is at work. You no longer crumble beneath the weight of the unknown. Instead, you observe it, you listen to it, and you let it guide you toward deeper wisdom. This is spiritual maturity anchoring itself inside you. God is teaching you that uncertainty is not a threat. It is an invitation to trust Him more fully, to recognize that His hand is steady even when your surroundings are not. This inner steadiness is becoming one of your greatest forms of elevation. Beloved soul, notice also the evolution in your appetite for purpose. You are no longer satisfied with surface-level living. Your spirit is stretching, searching, reaching for something that reflects the calling written on your life. You crave meaning in every step, clarity in every decision, significance in every movement. This hunger is not restlessness. It is divine nudging. God is awakening a deeper longing within you so that you will no longer settle for assignments that minimize your potential. Your purpose is calling you by name, and your spirit is beginning to respond with boldness